Mississippi's Republican Governor Phil Bryant signed House Bill 1523 yesterday. This is a bill that allows religious groups and even some private businesses to straight up refuse service to gay couples based on their religious beliefs. Why did the state do this? Well, they feel that it protects people who believe marriage should be between one man and one woman. It's hard to even get through that with a straight face. Think about that for a second. It's the gay people who have the history of being discriminated against, beaten up, and even killed because they were born gay. But we need a law to protect the anti-gay people. Do you realize the insanity of this? The bill allows churches and religious charities and privately held businesses to decline service to people whose lifestyles violate their religious beliefs. Of course, most people who have any semblance of an understanding of the LGBT community would reject the term lifestyle altogether. And an individual government employee can also opt out, assuming that some other employee at that government office will allow the gay individual or couple to get the service that they are seeking there. This goes directly against the principles of the United States and of real freedom and liberty. And, you know, we spoke about this sort of with the former chaplain and current Colorado state representative, the idea that, wait a second, are we providing freedom and liberty by allowing for religious discrimination, or are we taking it away? And what happened to separation of church and state? Does it not apply to Christianity, Lewis, or when it comes to discriminating against gay people, then we suspend separation of church and state?
It's we don't need to explain that. It's clear what's going on. And what I would like to point out is that I really doubt any of these businesses are going to start denying service to people who eat shellfish or denying service to people who have premarital sex.
Well, but Lewis, that's the there's the new covenant now with Jesus Christ.
Well, there's still the premarital sex thing and any number of ridiculous rules in the New Testament.
A constitutional expert, not surprisingly, maybe, says that this may be an unconstitutional law. This is University of Mississippi Law School professor George Cochran, who told the Clarion Ledger that, quote, "This is a unique use of state power to target those who are engaged in constitutionally protected activities." Let's be very clear here. This is not about wedding cakes and wedding photography, right? That's often what's referenced when we talk about this. What happens if a critically ill gay man has been run over by a drunk driver and his partner has not, and his partner is there when the ambulance arrives? It's a private ambulance service, and the EMT sees what is clearly a gay couple, and he's a God-fearing, anti-gay Christian EMT, and he says, no, my religious beliefs preclude me from helping this individual. This can be life and death, and this is incredibly dangerous.
Yeah, there is only one instance, and I guess I'm agreeing with the chaplain on this one. There was only one instance in my mind that even remotely makes sense for this.
Okay.
And that is that perhaps you shouldn't be able to force a Christian pastor to perform the actual ceremony of a gay wedding. And that's basically where it ends.
Think about the moral bankruptcy. If a Christian discriminates against a gay person, that's merely an exercise of religious freedom. If anybody discriminates against a Christian, even when it's not actual discrimination, there's a war on Christians, there's a war on Christmas, and it's anti-Christian oppression.
Yeah. And we say, don't bring up the slippery slope argument in many instances. This one is the most slippery of them all. This is a real slippery slope.
Homophobes like to use the term aberration when referring to homosexuality. That's clearly wrong, right? Homosexuality has existed for a very long time among humans, in thousands of other animal species. There's no doubt that it's not an aberration. What I'm convinced is the aberration is this level of unhinged homophobia, which has to be learned. There's nothing at all obvious about incredible homophobia.
Yes, it does have to be learned or taught or, And fear is one of those ways in which it is instilled in people.